Happiness. Makazi says, I want happiness. Eh? uh, it is so interesting that many of us do not really understand where to find happiness. So this leads me to ask question, where does happiness actually come from? What actually truly make us happy? In this channel, as you know, we talk all things real estate, all things personal finance, so that you are the driver of your financial situation, but not the passenger. Because if you are a passenger in your life, the destination that you'll end up in is not what you have decided, is what somebody have decided for you. And I don't think you want that. So let's get to the topic of today, shall we? So it is very much interesting that so many of our generation are sad people. Like somebody said, you know, it is a sad generation with a lot of happy photos, right? That's what you see, this soft life on Instagram, TikTok, whatever, Facebook, all those platforms, right? But what actually makes us happy, and what actually, where is happiness coming from? And how do we determine that we stay as happy people? So these are very interesting questions that I asked myself. Actually, the planned message for or the planned session for this week was nothing to do with this. I just felt it filled in my heart to really change the message and talk about this. Because today I was going to talk about, as you remember, last week we were talking about accumulation of wealth through real estate, and we touched on refinancing. So I was going to break down in terms of how to actually refinance your house in order to make sure that you get some cash and all that. But, well, the message, the session had to change. So it is quite strange that most of us do not actually understand where true happiness comes from, and we try to compensate or find things that will make us happy. And those things that we find, unfortunately, they are sort of bringing temporary happiness, which means that that is not actually true happiness. It is fake happiness. This is why when we try to compensate or find these things, we find things like money. You want to make as much money as possible to be happy. But do you believe that money will actually make you happy? I think not. I think even if you have so much money, it will not determine your true happiness. For sure, it will make a whole lot of things happen for you. That I agree. But in terms of the happiness, the peace, I don't think it really brings that. Some people try to find happiness in some relationships or with some association with some people that you believe those people can actually make you happy. Does that bring eternal, true happiness? I think not also. Because I don't believe there's anyone in this world that can make you happy yourself if you are not happy with yourself. They can just bring a temporary happiness. Hmm? Some people try to find all other things. I can list a whole lot of things, but I think you understand where the line of thought is going. I think true happiness comes from within. When you accept yourself the way you are, when you accept yourself with your strength and with your weaknesses, I think that actually brings you happiness, regardless of the circumstances or external circumstances that might be happening around you. But if you are happy within yourself, that actually brings true happiness. So, in actual fact, the decision to be happy is up to you and up to you alone. It is up to you to choose to be happy from within, regardless of the circumstances that you are experiencing. Am I saying that to be happy means that the situation or the circumstances around you are all perfect? Of course, it is easier to be happy when everything is working for you, when everything is working well. Yes. But it doesn't mean that when everything is going against you, it determines your happiness, or it makes you unhappy. It shouldn't be. What I want to tell you is that life is hard. Life is hard. And it becomes even harder when you are comparing yourself with people you don't understand their circumstances, where actually they come from. It becomes even harder when you are comparing yourself with people that are just posting online, that are just showing you what they want you to see, but you don't actually get to see the real situation. Because there's a real situation that you or people out there are real experiencing, and there's that fake you that you try to show to the people. I think to be happy is much more than that. And let me emphasize that life is not easy. It was never meant to be easy. So if you're going to determine your happiness based on the circumstances you are facing, you'll be depressed. You will never be happy. Because life, as people say, always happens. You know how life is. Today, you are at the bottom of the mountain. You're at the bottom of the mountain. And then you think you want to get at the top. And the top is the final destination. You grind hard. You grab those stones. You get injured while going to the top. But guess what? When you get to the top, it's actually the bottom of another mountain that you need to climb. That's life. So the choice is up to you if you want to remain unhappy. But I choose to be happy, no matter the circumstances. Be happy with yourself. Accept yourself for who you are. Accept yourself for the weaknesses you have, for the strength you have. While you accept yourself like that and you realize your circumstances in terms of the strength and the weaknesses, learn to work on them. Learn to take baby steps to work on them, to improve that. But you still need to accept yourself. Go be happy with yourself. Cheers, guys. I'll see you on the next one.